I'm Shelly Hitz, and I've been part of Palmyra Bic for 6 months. Well, a few months ago, I was looking for a new church home, and I ended up at Palmyra Bic basically because I had met both the pastors at a pastor's breakfast through my job, and they were very approachable and very engaging individuals. And I thought, well, if these are the pastors, what does the church have to offer? And so I found myself at Palmyra Bic, and the first Sunday, I felt the warm hello, the sincere interest in who are you, what are you about, and we'd like you to be here. We'd like you to be part of what we are and who we are. And that has just continued over the months that I've been here. And I just really appreciate the fact that Palmyra Bic is not a place I walk in as a stranger and I leave as a stranger. I walked in as a stranger, and I'm staying as a family member. One of the things that I was looking for when I was looking for a church is connection. And one of the things I saw at Palmyra Bic that was intriguing to me and something I'm enjoying personally is the intentional movement towards intergenerational ministry. So I found myself in a Sunday school class where the average age literally is probably about 77. And it's this beautiful Sunday school class that has embraced a few of us who are a bit less than the 77. Soon after I got involved in the class, I realized that this very same class was being connected to the young adult ministry where the average age might be 24, 25. So it's just wonderful to be part of this ministry model that crosses generation and is really aiming, again, I think, to create family dynamics, because families cross generations, and so does ministry here. So that's very exciting for me to be part of that, and just to watch God bring perhaps the disconnected and the isolated into family as we cross generation in our ministry. I think one of the difficult messages about a building campaign is the message of money. And yet the bottom line is, for us to do ministry at Palmyra Bic, it is going to take all of us committing to just say, God, what can I give? I've just lived through a 2.5-year time period of my life personally that has been financially tough. I lost my job, found my income cut almost in half, and yet my mortgage stayed the same, my bills stayed the same. And suddenly I started learning lessons about God as my provider that, frankly, I didn't want to learn. And yet, on the other side of that lesson, now that I'm back in full-time employment and the finances are stabilizing, I can look back and say, God met every single one of my needs. And the amazing thing is, I was more generous in my spirit and in my actual giving when I had less than when I have more. And so it's causing me, even now, as I too have to think about, well, how much can I give to the new building project? It's forcing me to think more deeply about, well, what am I willing to actually sacrifice? What am I willing to give up so that this building can be complete and our opportunities can be extended to their absolute maximum? So it's not an easy conversation, but it's one that I would encourage every family and every household to sit down and just honestly take a look. What can you sacrifice? What can you give? And there's no pressure in that. It's just an honest question of how far are you willing to allow God to push the lesson? Because frankly, God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He doesn't need our money. He will finish this building one way or another, but He's asking us and inviting us to be part of the process. And what an amazing process to be part of. Be part of the story.